Ever pondered on the contradictions that lie within Christianity? It's a question that's been asked by many, both believers and non-believers alike. Today we're going to explore some of these paradoxes that exist within this faith. Christianity, like many other religions, is often seen as a moral compass, guiding its followers towards righteousness and virtue. However, upon closer inspection, one might find elements within the Bible that seem to contradict the very principles it seeks to uphold. For instance, while the Bible preaches love and equality, it also contains passages that seem to endorse less than egalitarian views, particularly when it comes to the roles of women. Furthermore, it contains narratives of violence, even against children, and what could be interpreted as tacit approval of slavery. These contradictions can seem perplexing, especially when viewed through the lens of modern societal norms and values. But to truly understand them, we must delve deeper. Join us as we delve deeper into these contradictions. Does Christianity truly value women as equals? This question brings us to some intriguing verses in the Bible that seem to cast women in a lesser light. For instance, consider the first letter to Timothy, chapter 2, verse 12. Here it is written that a woman should not teach or hold authority over a man. This verse, along with others, seems to contradict the broad Christian doctrine of love and respect for all, irrespective of gender. If we delve into the Old Testament, we find verses that appear to relegate women to the status of property, further complicating the picture. It's important to note that interpretations of these verses vary widely, and many Christians see them as contextual or symbolic. However, the question remains, can these verses be reconciled with the idea of equality? Thus, the Bible's portrayal of women can be seen as a contradiction. Is violence against children and slavery condoned in the Bible? We tread through the pages of the Bible and encounter verses that seem to justify violence against children and slavery. A striking example is Exodus 21:21, a verse that, on the surface, appears to sanction slavery. It's a stark contrast to the message of love and compassion that is often associated with Christianity. Equally as disquieting is Proverbs 13:24, a verse that suggests corporal punishment for children. It's a verse that sits uneasily alongside teachings of patience and understanding. These verses, like many others, present us with a contradiction. They stand in stark contrast to the teachings of love, forgiveness, and respect for all life that are central to many interpretations of Christianity. One may argue that these verses reflect the societal norms of their time, but it certainly raises eyebrows, and rightly so. These verses raise questions about the Bible's stance on violence and slavery. Does highlighting these contradictions make a case against religion in general? As we delve into this final question, we find ourselves at the crossroads of faith and reason. These contradictions, these paradoxes, are they not the very essence of faith? A faith that allows for the coexistence of belief and doubt, of love and fear, of mercy and wrath. Yet when these contradictions clash with our modern understanding of justice, equality, and human rights, they pose serious challenges. Can we reconcile the idea of a loving God with the violence and subjugation sanctioned in the scriptures? Can we uphold our modern values while adhering to ancient texts that seem to contradict them? This is not just a question for Christianity, but for all religions. It's an invitation to introspect, to question, to challenge, and ultimately to grow. In conclusion, the contradictions within the Bible challenge us to critically examine our beliefs and values.